out of the Bible. And why amend the Constitution? We need 10 laws, unless Charlton Heston broke one of the tablets. Yeah. Prescott Bush, convicted twice in 1942, trading with the Enemy Act, selling weapons and evidence through Sweden. Bethlehem Steel, the sold to General Motors and Ford. All of our armed forces are super patriots because they believed in their heart and soul they were fighting for a just cause, our country. In fact, we all been living a lie. I learned the truth back starting in 2002. Every war is fought for a handful of bankers called the Central Bank of Europe, the Federal Reserve, 12 banks of the U.S., with the New York Bank being the biggest one, and people like Geithner and Paulson and Bernanke and Greenspan are all a bunch of Luciferians. And then the big leaders is Rothschild, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Beatrix, David Rockefeller, DuPont, George Soros, Warren Buffett, Rupert Murdoch, the Illuminati that tell our elected officials what to do or else. Pretty soon Ron Paul will have to drop out. They'll probably threaten his whole family, like Ross Perot. I'm not sure that's happened with Ross Perot, but I think that's what it was. Well, I don't know that much about that. I guess I shouldn't say anything unless I got some documented facts. And nobody wants to believe it anyway. Some people are wising up though, but I think it might be too late. The evil masses of the world are going with the Bible. They're going with the timeline of the Bible. They study the Bible more than the complacent Christians. The Christians are going to sit back and do nothing, and the good people, and Jesus will have to come back a second time to straighten it all out. Only after 80% of us are dead is the World War III, a second civil war, and labor camps called CILs, Civil Inmate Labor Facilities. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not. When the local government tried to put me in jail for 37 years, general counsel, I start learning the truth of what's going on. They couldn't control me with their Nazi zoning, so they tried to do it with false criminal charges. And man, lately I've been seeing sheriff vehicles all over, game wardens, Homeland Security, State Patrol, yet I just tell them, just leave me alone. I don't have no permit, I'm not getting no more permit. Because Forest Service workers studying rules of the UN. This is supposed to be U.S., not UN. And I'll never buy another rock permit. A cop will have to pull his gun, and if he pulls a gun on me, I'm gonna shove it up his ass. He's gonna have to kill me over a load of rock. I'm doing a public service haul this rock. I am the New World Order. I don't want to be no New World Order. I don't want to govern nobody. I don't want to power out nobody, but if they try to power out me, I'm going to power them out. I don't care if they got the 101st Airborne, UN troops, right on. The 3rd Brigade out of Fort Carson, that one division that when they were questioned, will you fire on unarmed civilians? They said yes. Thugs, mercenaries, provocateurs. I hope I'm wrong. But one thing I will tell you, if bullshit was music, I'd be a walking brass band. But part of what I'm saying is the truth, and I do have the right to be wrong. It's a God-given right, a First Amendment right. As long as I'm not physically hurting nobody. But now what have they got coming up? A bunch of new big laws to take more rights and liberties away from people, like the Cap and Trade Law, Cap and Trade Act, the hate crimes, carbon taxes. Like pretty soon you ain't be able to use the word nigger in public. It's a hate crime. Well, let's define what a nigger really is. It ain't necessarily a black person. Trash of any color.
That's right.
Therefore, I deducted Washington, D.C. and the UN, and some of these courthouses and stuff are full of legal, political niggers of all colors, twisting our Constitution to suit themselves, suspending it with the War Powers Act and the 14th Emergency Banking Act of 1933, Social Security Act of 35, contracting children and printing a bunch of that phony money and hold them captive all their life to pay it back as slaves. Children don't contract, Social Security is against the law. Some kids asked me a while ago if I was doing things illegal. Damn right. Legal and lawful are two different things. Legal as of their legalese language of their statutory code of the Uniform Commercial Code. All applicable laws in commerce, it's about doing business, it ain't about law and order. If a law don't have, if a code don't have an enacting clause by a legislative body, it ain't a law. But then a lot of them do, and their laws are against the law, like the 1913 Federal Reserve Act and the Patriots Act. What we need to do right now is call our congressmen, our legislative body, and scream and holler and demand that they immediately repeal the Federal Reserve Act, not order them, but totally do away with it, send the bankers packing, get rid of the Emergency Banking Act and the War Powers Act, get rid of Social Security Act, unless they start investing that money and making money with it. Social Security's broke. They're all broke. It's on purpose. The worldwide economic collapse is on purpose. So everything collapses and we accept the new form of government, the New World Order. Go to army.mil and type in civil inmate labor facilities and detention camps with Auschwitz-type ovens and 500,000 coffin liners. Go to Infowars.com. Buy Alex Jones's tape. Vote in Ron Paul, but then protect him, or they'll murder him instantly. The 4 presidents that were assassinated, Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley, and Kennedy, had something in common. They didn't believe in paper money. They didn't believe in the Fed, even though Lincoln was a Federalist. And then the minute Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act, in a couple of months he knew he was wrong. He knew he made a big mistake. But why didn't he say, no, I changed my mind? Just repeal it now. Because if he did, they'd murder him and his family. The Jewish mob would get the Italian mob to do him in. And I'm no anti-Semite. Jews are good people. It's our leaders that are evil. Masons are good people. Their leaders are 33rd degree Luciferians. I'm a Mason of the highest order, not belonging to any occult club. I'm building a true monument of Masonry, an active Mason. The Alkali Shriners do good works, but don't accept invitation into their 33rd degree. A sworn oath to the devil himself. Get away from the Talmudic toilet. TV is the Talmudic toilet. I like to watch the toilet when I'm on the That's a new one. I just come up with that. I'm getting sick of hearing myself repeat the same old crap over and over again. Boy, there's a handy thing right there. I've only used it 3 years now, but boy, that is a working little board saver there. If I'd had it 40 years ago, there'd be a whole lot more here than what is now.